Hello and welcome to Love Eastland, a podcast in association with Reykjavik Grapevine. My name is Kimi Taylor, I am your host, I am a comedian and I am a self-titled dating expert. Each week I am joined by some of my favourite funny people from the great city of Reykjavik. It's a great city, right?
Yeah, it's
a broadly fine city.
It's no Hafnarfjörður, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Hafnarfjörður has pretty amazing hot dogs.
Yeah, and Academy Award now. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you listeners who aren't watching on YouTube, you may have just heard the voice of my guest for today, the person I've swiped right on. She's a comedian. She's one of my favourite people. It's the wonderful Þorgerður María.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am really excited that we are going on a date.
Yeah, me too.
And I love the fact that you have dressed for the occasion.
Well, I sought out the advice of a mutual friend because I wanted to dress up as a power lesbian. And being an outsider, being a good anthropologist, I sought the advice of insiders.
Yes. And you look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
You've put me to shame. I'm a bit sad that I didn't have time to go home and put my blazer on, because then we could have been blazer buddies.
Yeah, next time.
Next time. Obviously, I will make more effort for our second date, if we get to a second date. But there is a reason for the hat today. The hat and the makeup that I'm wearing. I've been up since 6:30, so I didn't have time to go home and put my blazer on. So you'll just have to put up with me. The same mutual friend that we have told me that power lesbianism doesn't come from the clothes, it does come from within. So it's fine, I'm still a power lesbian.
You definitely are.
I think she was trying to reassure me because I was feeling a bit like unpowerful. What's the opposite of the word powerful? I have been up since 6:30. What is it? Weak.
Yes.
I was feeling a bit like a weak lesbian.
Yeah, but like I had to dress up to encompass that you naturally are a power lesbian.
So maybe between us, we are one very powerful lesbian.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. I think that we've just established that we're a power person.
Yeah, between the two of us, I think we make a good one.
I think so. So the first question that I always ask my guests is, why do you think that I swiped right on you on the hypothetical dating app that we have?
Well, my profile was very witty.
Mm-hmm. Of course it is.
Because as a fairly introverted person who usually used dating apps just at home, and as a reason to interact with people without having to leave the house, I mainly used it as a comedy platform.
Yes.
So I roasted a lot of people on there.
Okay, nice.
And so my profile read, I may not even have imposter syndrome. I'm most likely just faking it. At one point I thought I had hypochondria, but it was all in my head. And yes, one thing I had on there for the longest time that caused me problems was mansplaining turns me on.
Oh dear.
Sarcasm is not completely understood by everyone.
I feel like that would probably be lost by many of the good men on Tinder.
It was, surprisingly so.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, and I also had pictures of me doing things I don't usually do. I think they're all taken outdoors.
Okay.
Very few selfies. And doing like gymnastic stuff to show how flexible I am. And
wink.
And I think I took a picture of every time I went to Asian. Those 3 times to show
all the time.
Yes. So I do outdoor stuff.
Yeah. I go hiking.
Yes. I'm one of the cool kids.
Oh.
So there's a lot of false advertising, but
I mean, listen, Tinder basically just false advertising? I would say a lot of the time it's yeah.
So that might have been one of the reasons why you had swiped right.
I think I would have swiped right on you. If you were wearing this blazer, I'd like a blazer. I'd have been like, she's got a nice blazer.
Yeah, I had a picture of me doing stand-up, so
yeah,
that could have worked.
Quite often, if somebody had a microphone, I would be like, yeah, this person is one of my people. So
one of the tribe.
Yeah, but as in my last podcast, I was chatting to Arnaud Daly, who you also know, because we all basically know each other, and he said, oh no, I didn't have any pictures of me doing stand-up on my Tinder, but he said something about like a picture of himself with a microphone, and we had a discussion about like whether it was just him doing karaoke, and then we talked about karaoke songs, and I was just wondering like, I think it would be kind of cool if you had a picture of you doing karaoke on your Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Because you're a bit of a karaoke queen.
Yes.
What's your jam?
Oh, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
I go for Adele. A lot of Adele.
Yeah.
A lot of melancholic songs.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not feeling rather melancholic, I just like them.
Mm-hmm.
But I love musicals as well.
You do love musicals.
So, yeah. And country. So it's a mixed bag. Just depending on the day.
I think I might have discovered a new karaoke song that I really want to do.
Oh, yeah?
I discovered at the weekend that I remembered, from having not heard it for years, from the top of my head, I remembered the entire rap from Blue, All Rise, which, by the way, those lyrics are weird, but I quite want to do that in my next karaoke, because I don't know what I was doing like yesterday. I can't find anything in my apartment, but I have all the lyrics to the rap from All Rise.
I think you should definitely do that tonight, because I am hosting karaoke.
Oh, you temptress. We haven't even been on the date yet, and I so want to come to karaoke tonight, but I have to be up at 6:30 again tomorrow, and
You're young, you don't need sleep.
I mean, yeah, I don't, do I?
No.
I could do karaoke. I could come and show you my rapping skills.
Yeah, I mean, the place closes at 1, so it's not that late.
That's early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
So we mentioned the place, or...
We can plug anywhere.
Yes.
Like, you can plug anywhere and anything.
Cool, yes.
Like, you get to do big plugs at the end.
Nice.
For important things.
Yes.
Wink.
So you can come to karaoke at the Secret Cellar in Leikagata every night.
Yeah.
After the comedy.
Good plugging. Well done. We love a bit of shameless self-promotion on this podcast. So I've matched with you.
Yes.
On the hypothetical dating app, because you're doing gymnastics, so you're super flexible. You have been hiking twice, and that's great. And I like your blazer, and I am interested in some karaoke. I like your sarcasm within your profile. So we're about to have a little bit of a chat. Are you someone that talks on apps, or do you hold back? And what would your opening gambit be?
Being a heterosexual female, I would usually just sit back and wait until someone talked to me. But sometimes when I was feeling extra cheeky, I would make a comment about something on their profile.
That sounds good.
Roast the place they're from. That was not always welcome. Or talk politics. So if you had any information on there, I once said to someone who was wearing a cow costume, this picture is an utter disappointment.
Oh man, I love a pun. That's so great. Now we're not going to mention any names or anything, but I know that you have matched with a few comedians in the past.
Yes.
I was just wondering what if they had opening lines that they used on you, if you remember them, or whether, I mean, you...
Well, I don't remember that person that I found out about comedy, the Icelandic comedy scene through. I don't remember that one. But your roommate said...
this is really what I want to get at. What did he say? Because I know he's got some interesting ways of like approaching conversation.
I did not get the usual, I think, trivia or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of trivia.
I did not get that. It was more that this is going to be like fun or something, considering the talent here. Okay. Something like that.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, he thinks I'm funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel really bad actually, and because I promised him I would get him on this podcast soon, and I promised that I would try and get him on before you. And
I won.
Yeah, and I feel quite bad about it, but the problem is that we're just on very different schedules, and so he is working nights when I'm working earlies, and
I mean, it really is his fault.
I mean, I think it is, but at some point I'm going to get him and his fabulous, maybe not collection of sweaters because he has a lot, but maybe I'm going to get him in a lovely sweater. I mean, I'm wearing the sweater he bought me today. So.
Yeah, I don't think you would have to do the usual dating thing with him. Just get like the story of all the dates.
I mean, that would be
Yes.
I know he's very good with his trivia like questions, and that's really why I want him on the podcast.
I think he's even more of a source for a documentary than a podcast.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to do a series.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes,
but so I have a very important question to ask you.
Yes.
I ask everybody that comes on the podcast. Mm-hmm. So I want to know which Harry Potter house you're in.
Yes, thank you. I was aware of this question because I did my homework.
Yeah, I like that you did your homework. You get points for that.
Yes. And I didn't read the books.
Okay.
And I haven't seen the movies, but I did take a couple of tests online.
Okay. That's very you.
And one of the tests I took said, I'm a Hufflepuff. And I remember comments from you about saying that all the comedians are Hufflepuffs because we're useless and we need admiration for little things. Yeah. So I took another test that was even more detailed.
It's like that wasn't enough for you.
No, I needed it broken down. Okay. So and out of that test, I got 36% Ravenclaw because I'm an intellectual, 28% Gryffindor because I don't know, 21% Hufflepuff, can't deny that, and only 15% Slytherin because I understand they are the bad ones.
Well, I mean, it is where most dark wizards have come from.
But I do have a question for you about this.
Okay.
Because you've said that you're a Hufflepuff. Mm-hmm. Is that because of your asthma?
I mean, I think that probably most of the asthmatic children would end up in Hufflepuff. I mean, there's no way that we're going to end up in Gryffindor or Slytherin. And yeah, I mean, I did go to asthma camp when I was a kid.
A lot of huffling, puffling.
A lot of huffling and puffling along, at asthma camp. Asthma camp was great though. It was really fun. They were called Kick Asthma Holidays because they were kick-ass. No.
It sounds very cool.
Yes. I mean, like it was.
I went to a Christian summer camp.
Okay, I think I win. I think Christian camp is probably less cool than asthma camp.
Yeah, but it was like the YMCA.
Okay.
It was only 1 week.
Okay.
And I didn't really take the message. It was more of a place to haul kids off to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I ended up because I went to asthma camp as a kid, and then I became
a camp counselor.
I was an asthma camp counselor. Of course, I was.
I was a camp counselor, like a day camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually got 2 girlfriends out of that being an asthma camp counselor. I was hot stuff in asthma camp. I mean, it was a very wheezy time.
So you weren't cool enough to go to band camp?
No, I wasn't. Although before I got the chronic asthma at 14, which was really bad. But there's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to write about for comedy, and it sounds ridiculous, and it's a very me thing that I ended up with chronic asthma. And I said this to someone the other day, and they were like, "Why isn't this in any of your comedy shows?" I was like, I am starting to wonder why I'm not a part of My Voices Have Tourette's, because My Voices Have Tourette's, brilliant show, by the way.
Which I'm sometimes a part of.
And you are a part of it. But, I've never been a part of it. But I was registered disabled for many years because of my asthma.
I mean, just barring the asthma, you should definitely be a part of it, because...
I mean, there's also other things going on that I think that I could be a part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, like I say, I think there are two kinds of comedians.
Yeah.
There are those of us who have received a mental health diagnosis, and those who have yet to receive one.
True.
So
it's so much truth in that.
For those of you listening, me telling a fellow comedian that she does have issues. It's not mean, it's factual.
Yes, that is very extremely factual. but I think that my asthma should get me into My Voices Have Tourette's.
Yes, I think so too.
I'm going to speak to Dan about it, because I used to have a disabled parking badge for my asthma. That's true. So I think that I should be able to be a part of it. At least as a guest, and then I can talk about my chronic asthma. But also, I was going somewhere. I didn't go to band camp, but, and this is another very Kimi thing, before the chronic asthma, I did play an instrument, and I used to play the trombone.
Because you're just that cool.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Teenage years were quite hard.
And that's what makes a comedian.
Exactly. I think that most comedians you speak to, that would be like...
I have never met a comedian who just sailed through life. And
yeah, especially their teenage years. Nobody sailed through their teenage years. Childhood to teenage years, hard. This is a coping mechanism. This is what this is.
Yes.
Oh. We're going there, listeners.
You do another hour of the dark side.
Yeah, I should have a sister podcast, which is like a more of a serious podcast about our
because issues. As we all know, when you get a comedian on a podcast, we're all so woke.
Yes. It's true. Yes.
We're very intellectual.
So we've matched.
Yes.
We've talked about the important things on the app.
Yes.
It is time for us to go on our hypothetical date.
Yes.
This is down to you. Where are we going? What are we doing?
Like I said, being a heterosexual female, I'm a horrible, horrible dater.
Okay.
But also because since I date men, if I would have to find the place... out of the fear of death, I would usually just meet at a cafe.
Okay.
Public location.
Yeah.
Yes. Go there myself, not to be picked up.
Okay.
I like málamenning.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
That's a really good choice, actually. Yeah. It's lovely.
Yes, because even if you're stood up, there's plenty to read. So
yeah. Yeah.
Just grab a couple magazines, sit down, and if you're stood up, no one knows.
No, that's a really sensible choice.
Yes.
And because in the UK, there are a lot of bookshops with cafes in them. And then when I came here and I was trying to kind of figure out what my vibe was and where I wanted to be, that was always in my first year of my master's. I used to go there and study because that was my vibe. I felt comfortable, surrounded by books, and it's super cozy.
Yeah, it's warm. I feel it's a little bit warmer than like Pennin.
Yeah.
And I just like it. It's upstairs. It's it's cozy.
And I'm definitely not going to stand you up.
Good. And just the conversation, and then if things are going right, especially from like foreign friends that come in, I like to take a little walk around downtown Reykjavik.
Nice. Nobody's done that yet. And
No.
and obviously the weather's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like are we wearing just a light you're wearing your blazer.
Yes.
It's my
Yeah.
favourite kind of weather where you just wear a light jacket.
Yeah, it's one of those nice days, and just walk around and just talk a little bit about the history. And I like to go to the cemetery over by the university.
Yeah.
The old cemetery over there. I think it's really cool. And I like cemeteries.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like to visit them when I'm traveling around the country and stuff. I like to walk around cemeteries.
I think that's really have you ever been to Edinburgh?
I have not, no.
Oh, right. Okay, so second date. Second date. We're going to Edinburgh. It's fringe season.
Nice.
So we're not going to be short of stuff to do. And there are, I can't remember if it's 5. Someone's going to correct me at some point. But there are a lot of really big cemeteries, and they are really beautiful. And it's such a beautiful city, Edinburgh.
I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty.
It's one of my favourite places. If I were to move back to the UK, I think that would be, well, how much longer is it going to be, the UK?
Yeah.
If I was to move back to...
It's going to be part of the Nordic nations.
Yeah. If I was to move back to that landmass that I'm from, I might go to the Republic of Scotland.
Yes.
And move to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that I would like to move back to England. But I mean, no disrespect to England. I love my home. I just don't love how things are at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like we would discuss politics on this date as well, because you can't help yourself.
Yes, it's an illness.
Yeah. It's a syndrome.
Yes. I've always been political. I've been politically active, and I cannot shut up about politics.
Nope.
So I always find a way to get it in somehow. But yeah, Edinburgh, like I would love to visit there. Another place on that landmass.
Yeah.
Bath.
Oh gosh, yes. Bath is beautiful.
Yes.
Actually, if this all goes really well, which obviously I'm expecting it will.
Yes.
Then I would take you to meet my mum, who lives in a town called Cheltenham, because she's moved since I moved here. So if I took you to Cheltenham, then Bath is not far at all. So we could go to Bath. And I would suggest that we go there at Christmas when they have the Christmas markets.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's beautiful. It's really, really nice.
I visited London once, and I went to see a friend who lives close by Bath, and I took the wrong train, so I went a little further than I was supposed to. So the train went past Bath, and I was just like in the window, just like, this is so pretty.
It's a really, really
and
stunning, beautiful place.
This is in like March, April, so like springtime. It's
gorgeous. It is gorgeous. There are some really beautiful places in the UK, like in England.
Yes, but not Wales.
we're not going to Wales.
No,
Wales is pretty. The hearts of Wales is really really
but
pretty.
The people who claim they're from there. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is just a jab at someone in particular.
Oh, they're insufferable.
I know.
But they have really great taste in sweaters.
Yes.
And at some point very soon we'll be on this podcast and can then get their own back.
But they wouldn't get back at me.
No,
because I am nice.
So we are taking a little walk.
Yeah. We're taking a stroll and
gone to the cemetery.
Yes, just to walk around, talk about the history, and then we're gonna jump into a car and we're gonna go drive out to where the president lives.
Yeah.
Yes, because you can walk right up to there.
Okay, nice.
Yes, and it's pretty, and it's a lot of history there. And then we're gonna go have ice cream, because that's a very Icelandic thing to do. And don't worry, we'll get you an apron.
I really like ice cream, and I really like going for ice cream because it is a very Icelandic thing to do.
It's never too cold for ice cream.
It's never too cold. I remember once, my old landlady, who is one of my favourite people, we were driving somewhere just generally, and it was a massive thunderstorm because it was funny, like last year there were quite a few thunderstorms with like proper lightning, which is quite rare here, but we were in like, it was like torrential rain, and
so global warming isn't real.
Nope, not real. Not at all.
No.
Torrential rain, lightning, and she just went, this is ice cream weather, and off we went to go and get ice cream.
I didn't realize this was not a thing because when I was an au pair in the US, I was driving with my friend from Turkey like a Sunday afternoon, and we'd been driving for a while, and I was like, we should stop for ice cream. I was like, it's not warm enough for ice cream. Like, it has to be warm enough?
Yeah.
What is this?
I will get me an apron. I discussed on my podcast with Love Harolds an incident recently involving ice cream where, as usual, there was too much ice cream on the cone. I did not implement proper strategic licking.
Yes.
Ice cream was everywhere.
I don't know if I should teach you this trick.
Please do.
I always get a box and a spoon.
Okay.
Because I like chocolate hard shell and licorice.
Okay, nice.
And sometimes it's kind of hardened, so it takes a while to eat it, and then the ice cream starts to melt. Yeah. And I'm not a fast eater myself, so
I like that about you, that you're not a fast eater, because during this incident with the ice cream, I was with, in fact, a mutual friend who was that? Just a mutual friend who had to keep going fetching napkins, and she was pissing herself the whole time whilst I was covered in ice cream, not wanting her to look at me because I was an absolute mess. And
she is mean.
Yeah. So
she's one of those people who takes joy in other people's suffering.
Is that so?
But I love her.
Yeah. So, but she did not tell me about the trick with the box.
No.
she wouldn't.
She's been out of the country for a few years, and this is more of a recent development.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I was absolutely covered. Just napkins all over the lap.
And, the napkins, not the ice cream. I thought maybe that was like your trick.
Just yeah.
Oh, look at that. Ooh. Who's going to help me clean that up?
Well, now I know that's a possibility. Now I'm going to use that trick.
My sweet summer child, you didn't think of that?
No, I didn't. I was just mortified the whole time thinking, oh crap, like I am not doing well at this. But I also think that I keep using this as an excuse. I had one of those swirly ones where it was strawberry and vanilla swirled together, and then it was dipped in white chocolate. Delicious. But there was a weird texture thing going on because the two ice creams had a different texture. So I think that threw me off my game.
Yeah, and that's where the box comes in handy because I have also realized that sometimes the ice cream isn't always as firm. Yeah. Sometimes it's more runny. Mm-hmm. So depending on the day, and you don't want to wear your ice cream, you want to enjoy it. Mm. So a box.
I really like the mix-in ones. Begins with a B, the mix, like the those ones. Yeah.
A blizzard for the Americans.
Yeah, they are really I think I've found my perfect combination for those.
What's that?
White Lion bar.
Okay.
I think I would go raspberries over strawberries, and then you get them to mix those two up, and then put in kokosboller at the end, so it doesn't get completely annihilated within it. Yeah. So you get the big chunks of the sort of marshmallow and chocolate.
See, I'm very Icelandic. For me, it's þristur.
Oh yes, that was my gateway into licorice.
Lakrískurl.
Okay.
Like cut up licorice. Yeah. And then like the third one is always difficult, and I'm just like, I can never figure out the third one, but it's always those two.
Yeah.
And I've tried to turn from those. I'm just always disappointed in my ice cream.
That's the thing. You don't want to be disappointed in your choice. I
did
that.
mix up once, just like a bunch of berries and stuff, and I felt like I was being super healthy.
Yeah, that's it. As soon as you put a berry in there, it's like, oh, it's one of my 5 a day.
Yeah.
But also, they're massive, and so I find it difficult to finish those when I have them.
They're a full meal.
They are. I feel like you can't really eat anything before. No. But we haven't eaten on the date yet. The ice cream is the meal.
Yes.
So
yeah, that works.
Yeah, because we had a coffee and then went for a walk.
I'm not a big foodie, but if we were going out for food, Indian.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I really love Indian, and I sort of miss it because I haven't actually eaten it since I've been here. I made myself curry.
But why not?
Because I don't know where is good to go. Everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
The Indian food places here are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this verified from Indian people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes. Because, I mean, our ingredients...
This is always the thing, the quality of the ingredients.
The quality of the ingredients and the people who are, who are cooking it, like, they actually come from India.
Yeah.
Like, they are really good Indian chefs who are... I mean, we have the high-end ones, which is Gandhi and... there's one of the Isterfjellet.
Yeah, on Krovesgata.
Yeah. And then there's the street food place.
I keep meaning to try that.
And it's always good.
Yeah. Because because I haven't been for Indian here, but one of my favourite places in London is a little sort of more like a cafe it's just behind Euston Station, and my mum used to go there when she was 16, and then she sort of, as we grew up, she sort of took us there, and then when it was my 30th birthday, she asked where I wanted to go, and I was like, I want to go there, and it's South Indian, and it's thali, it's like little, so it's a bit like Indian tapas. You get little bits of lots of things, and I like that. I like little bits of things, and it's good for sharing as well.
I used to not be very adventurous with food, but when I lived in California, my friend, who's Icelandic, her husband is Indian, and she makes amazing Indian food, and I learned to love it there.
Yeah,
and like coriander chutney.
Oof, yes. You like coriander? Good. Yes. I think we can be friends.
Good.
Because some people, apparently, it's the thing that you like.
I don't know if I have it because I didn't like coriander at first.
Yeah.
Cilantro for Americans. Yeah. But then, like, it just reminds me of being over there with her and them, like their family. I babysit their kids.
Yeah.
They're my family. So, yeah. So Indian food reminds me of that. And when I go out for Indian food here, I always have some sweet naan.
Oh, Peshwari naan.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But I wish they had like chocolate dipping sauce with it. That would... and some ice cream.
Maybe you've just invented a new cuisine.
Yes.
Maybe we should have after, obviously this is going to go really well, maybe we could have a little food stall, maybe at like a Grande.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah, this summer we should be like
so it's like a fusion of Indian and Icelandic. So it would be like a sweet naan, and it would be filled with ice cream and nummy.
Yes. or just the sweet naan.
Yeah.
Vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
And chocolate sauce.
Yes. That sounds really good.
Yes.
Okay, I think we've got a business idea.
Yeah.
So this date seems to be going like pretty well. Have you? I mean, because you've lived here and you've lived a little bit in the States.
Yeah.
Did you date a bit in the States, or like I'm just wondering.
A little bit, but I was too afraid of getting killed.
I mean, yeah.
It probably didn't help that I've mainly been watching, like, I had Law and Order and just 60 Minutes in 2020. So, like, I only got the bad stories.
Yeah, that would do that.
Yeah. So I didn't do a lot of dating, but a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was it was fun-ish.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, because from, like, my point of view, I've only been to the States once, but I think dating culture sort of, it's come from there. Like, because even in the UK, until Tinder existed, dating wasn't really a thing.
Same thing here.
Yeah, and here, like, even very much so. Like, I don't think dating culture existed.
No, and I haven't dated a lot of Icelandic men, mainly because I'm very, like, indoctrinated in the dating culture, but within the safety of Iceland. Yeah. So I enjoyed going out on dates with, like, tourists, because I also feel like that dating culture is very low pressure.
Yes, it is.
It's more of you're meeting people and you're hanging out. It's not it's less of a job interview for a potential spouse.
Yeah, I felt. And that's I think that's what I've quite liked about dating sometimes, because I think a lot of people kind of view it as this thing of, like, trying to find a potential partner. But so I'm not someone that has been on dating apps to try and meet friends, but sometimes the scenarios you find yourselves in, you just meet interesting people and you share, like, stories and then you walk away and you know you're never going to see that person again.
And sometimes you go on dates and at the end of a date, that person said, I think we should just be friends.
Yeah.
And then you say, as long as you mean real friends and you're not brushing me off, and I forced that person to be my friend.
I think it's like... I think that's the thing. Like, I've ended up with friends, or at least people that, like, if I see them out and about now, like, it's really nice to see them, and we have, like, a really good chat. I mean, I've said it before on the podcast, I think here it's very important to try and call things out with people, because you know that you're gonna see them again. So
you don't really want a lot of drama in bonus.
No, you really don't want a lot of drama in this city. It's it's interesting. But
I do find it fascinating how there are people who have been able to, like, keep multiple families here. I'm like, how?
How does that work?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know how you would even go about having an affair here.
No.
Although somebody told me we were driving out towards Borgarnes.
Yeah.
And they pointed out the motel there, like Hotel Venus or something, and they were like, that's the affair hotel.
Yes, although I don't know if it is. It just looks like an American motel.
It does.
So it got typecast as that place.
Yeah. But I guess if everyone knows it as the affair hotel, then it's probably not a very good place to go and conduct your affairs.
Probably not.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know how you would. But I mean, I'm
but I wanted to make a correction because my name got dropped in a previous podcast here.
Yeah.
Regarding the lesbian
Yes,
loophole.
I was going to ask you about that. I was having you on here.
Yes.
I wanted to speak to you about the lesbian loophole.
You said I only dated men who were friends with lesbians.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. I only date comedians who are friends with lesbians.
Okay.
Because as a bunch, comedians are nice people. Not the kind of people I would want to date.
Okay.
Personally. Because being a fellow comedian, I know the issues. But when those comedians have lesbian friends,
You know that they're all right.
yes.
Yeah, that's true. Also, you're making it sound like there are a lot of lesbian comedians.
I know.
It's real.
So you are quite rare.
We are. I am quite rare. Yeah.
But a wonderful thing that you and Kat and Cruz are doing with Soulflow is you are sort of creating more lesbian comedians.
We're
for us single ladies to count on.
That is a wonderful byproduct of what we're doing with Soulflow Comedy.
That wasn't the sole purpose?
I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted to be able to help you. by creating more lesbian comedians who can then go forth into the world and introduce straight women to good comedians who are kind and funny and not too broken.
And broken, like,
in a good way.
broken but not bitter.
Yes, I think that's the key, isn't it?
Yes.
Broken but not bitter. We're all a little bit broken.
But none of the comedians I know in Iceland are bitter.
But yeah, I think the lesbian loophole is great, and I think it also, like, when you explained it to me, and then I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about my male friends, not just who are comedians, but I was thinking, yeah, like, anybody that I am close to isn't a douchebag, and that we have, like, because there's no chance of anything ever happening. They accept that. There's, like, it's no weirdness. They're just decent guys.
Yeah.
Because I don't tend to keep the ones who claim that they could turn me for a night.
Yeah.
I don't really keep them as friends.
Yeah. And for me, it's, I mean, like, a similar, like, thing is, like, I need to feel safe.
Of course you do.
And I don't like constant aggression in that direction.
Yes.
And men who are good friends with lesbians, like, they are often more respectful.
Yeah. I was about to say I would just no. I'm very tired. I would agree with that statement. I think it's if you get to be my friend, then you'd get 5 stars on TripAdvisor for being a good guy, a good egg.
Yeah.
So
I like that saying.
yeah, I like it as well.
Yeah. Do you know where it comes from?
No, I should find out though.
Yeah.
I feel that's something that I should look into.
Yeah, because I heard Jono used it.
He's
The Australian one.
Yeah, the Australian one who I've also been on a date with. Yeah.
The other gay comedian in Iceland.
Yes. The other gay comedian. Yeah. So yeah, he's a good egg. As well.
Yeah.
So
he used that term.
Yeah.
So I was wondering the origin.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out. Maybe I'll go away, do some research. Yeah. So we've gone for a little bit of Indian food. Are we doing something else on the date, or are we wrapping it up?
I mean, just hang out.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think hanging out. We could maybe go and do some karaoke.
Yes.
I knew you'd like that suggestion.
Yes. Maybe some Eurovision songs. I can do Euphoria, and I always forget when I do that I like to dance to it at the same time, and dancing and singing is exhausting. It is, but it is a good workout.
It is.
I've done
good cardio.
Waka Waka by Shakira a few times, and breathing gets easier. So I'm like, okay, this is a workout and I'm gaining something from it.
Yes. So maybe some form, that's another business idea, karaoke workouts.
Yes.
There you go. We could have the next Zumba on our hands.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh yes. We're a power couple here.
Yes.
We need to do this because
it's the blazer.
Yeah, it is the blazer.
Yeah, it brings on the business ideas.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I forgot I got you a little gift, because that seems to be my new thing, is that I seem to bring gifts. I brought you a lovely pistachio snurre from Brød & Co.
Nice.
Baked it myself, and I brought it because it is yummy, and I wanted to bring you a gift. And so I brought you the
likewise. I brought you Nom chocolate.
Ooh, nice. Sponsor us.
Yes. I'm not a spokesmodel, but I could be.
Except it's upside down. There we go.
And it's not a Valentine's one. But yes, because Valentine's is just around the corner.
It is. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I like how we do like a photo opportunity.
Because I always wanted to be on TV.
You'd make a lovely news anchor. Ooh, dark nibs and raspberry.
Yes.
Well, I said I wanted raspberry in my ice cream,
Yes.
so this is lovely. Thank you. This is great. I'm very happy with my chocolate. So I'm just
throw some money our way.
I might have to tag them on the Instagram when I do a post. And I can also tag Brauðoko.
Yeah. And Octagon Jewelry.
Yeah. We can just let's just tag everybody.
I think that's the only thing that's worth mentioning.
I mean, I could tag
of Icelandic stuff.
I could tag at someone else's sadness for this lovely sweater that I'm wearing.
Great taste he has.
Yeah, excellent taste in sweaters. And
the cardigan hoarder.
Yeah. So, what, like, do you think after karaoke, I have a feeling that you and I, at the end of this date, because it's gone very well, I think that we are going to want to go on a second date.
I think so too.
That's what this feels like, that we're going to...
I think we mesh well.
I think we do. I think we mesh ever so well. So I think we should definitely go on a second date.
Yes.
Because this has been an absolute delight. You're a delightful date.
Thank you. You too.
So I think this is the end of the date.
Yes.
We're back in the real world now. So I think you have something that you need to plug, which is very exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
I am one of the 10 contestants on the Íslandsmóti uppistandi, the Icelandic stand-up competition.
Yes.
That is happening in Háskólabíó on the 27th of February.
Yes.
And you can find tickets on tix.is.
It's very exciting.
It is.
Yes.
I'm thrilled.
I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I am planning to come because even though it is all in Icelandic, because I know quite a few people who are in it, I probably will know a lot of the material, so I will be able to laugh in the right places.
Yes.
Or I could just laugh in the wrong places, but
that's fine too.
Yeah. I mean,
just laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Or just laugh when I'm on stage.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yes.
I mean, I might also try and laugh when Odnor is on stage, just because I've also dated him, so I don't want him to feel bad.
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
I
don't want him to feel bad. So
we do like him.
Yeah,
and I am happy because there are several people there that I know, which I was happy about. But there's also people I don't know there, and I was very happy to see that as well.
Bunch of women.
Yes, there's 4 of us.
Yes. I mean, when I started doing comedy here 2 years ago, I think there was 3 of us.
Yeah.
So things have come quite a long way in the last couple of years for stand-up in this country. It's great.
And it's great to have more diversity.
That's exactly what we want. We're not trying to take anything away. We're just trying to make it more interesting.
Yes, because I mean, different things appeal to different people.
Exactly. Sense of humour is a spectrum.
Yes.
And different people find different things funny.
Yes, and it's okay.
So. And that's absolutely fine. Yes. So it's nothing to be afraid of.
Everyone belongs in comedy.
Yeah. It's nothing to be scared of.
No. You should try it too.
Yeah. I mean, and on that note, if you are interested in trying stand-up comedy, we are both involved with Soulflow Comedy, which is at Gokurin on Monday nights, which is a platform for women and LGBTQ plus performers. We're there every week. It's really fun. There's improv games. There's usually a really fun lineup of people. There's some open spots because it's an open mic. So hopefully some people might come down just to watch or to give it a go.
It's very fun. And there's also for the poor, unfortunate heterosexual men out there. There's and everyone else.
And everyone else.
It's not just for them. But there's also the open mic on Wednesdays at the Secret Cellar.
Yes, exactly.
And everyone is welcome to come sign up and
So and there's a lot going on at Secret Cellar.
It is in English, like this podcast.
Yeah.
So
and a lot going on at Gokurin and and get your tickets. Go and see the competition. It's going to be great. It's a really exciting new development for comedy.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can find me on the socials, kimitaylor.comedy. for any of my upcoming stuff that isn't on there at the moment. And you can also find an Instagram account for this podcast, which is loveisland.podcast. Not to be confused with Love Island. That's a very different thing.
Yes.
It is.
This is a much cleaner.
Yes, it is. It's and more clothes.
Yes. Or should we?
No. I think we keep them on.
Yeah, that's clean.
So that's the end of the podcast. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back again for another date soon. Bye.
Bye.
There we go. It's the end of the date.
I got my Kimi book.
Yes, that was nice. That was fun.
Yes.
Would you like some?
Yes, please.
Like
It's
some
like,
pastry?
is this
Why
just
is she
a
moving?
Luca?
Why is she moving it?
Yes, I wondered.
Yeah. This is super yummy. I'm gonna have a piece as well.